Okay, so are you ready for a deep dive today?
I am always ready for a deep dive.
Perfect.
Hmm.
So we're going to be talking all about the Renaissance
Okay.
and focusing specifically on William Shakespeare,
Right.
his impact and all that.
Yeah.
Um, and the source material we're using for this is from Pasted Text, Episode 2,
Okay.
The Renaissance. Shakespeare and Friends. Mostly Shakespeare.
Oh, interesting title.
Yeah, it's a very interesting title.
What do you think that means?
It's like they're saying Shakespeare basically invented the English language.
Well, it's a funny thought, right?
It is funny.
But I don't know if I'd go that far. Shakespeare's influence on the English language, huge, really undeniable.
Absolutely.
But to say he invented it, let's maybe back up a little and talk about the Renaissance itself first.
Okay, yeah, let's set the stage a bit.
Right.
So what was the Renaissance all about?
So the Renaissance was this massive cultural shift.
Okay,
This rediscovery of all this classical art and literature.
I see.
Humanism started blossoming.
There was this feeling that anything was possible.
Humanism.
Yeah.
That sounds a bit like a superhero origin story.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Not about capes or anything like that.
Okay.
But it was this huge intellectual kind of revolution.
Okay.
It emphasized human potential and achievement and kind of shifted away from purely religious ideas.
Interesting.
Like if you think about the art of that time,
Yeah.
Michelangelo's David,
Right.
it's all about celebrating the human form.
Yeah.
Leonardo da Vinci, he's exploring the world through observation, invention,
Makes sense.
and this focus on human experience.
Right.
It really influenced writers,
Okay.
especially Shakespeare.
So Shakespeare comes onto the scene and basically drops all these plays, tons of poems,
Yeah.
and revolutionized storytelling
Absolutely.
and the English language.
Right, exactly.
Pasted Text, the episode we're looking at,
Yeah.
mentioned that he made up new words.
He did, yeah.
How many are we talking here?
All right, get this.
Over 1,700 words
Wow.
that Shakespeare is credited with adding to the English language.
1,700. That's insane.
It's crazy, right?
That's like he wrote a dictionary.
Pretty much. Words we use every day. Eyeball,
Oh, wow.
bedroom,
Wow.
even fashionable.
Huh. So those are all from Shakespeare.
Yep, and not just fancy literary terms.
Right.
They became part of, how everybody spoke.
Interesting.
Oh, and tons of phrases we still use. Break the ice.
Oh, yeah.
Wear your heart on your sleeve.
Great.
Green-eyed monster.
Wow, yeah.
It's mind-blowing, right? How much of his language is still woven into how we talk today,
Absolutely.
centuries later?
So he wasn't just, churning out new words.
No, not at all.
His style was unique too, right?
Totally. Beyond just the new vocabulary,
Yeah.
he was like a master of metaphor,
Oh, okay.
blending imagery in the most surprising ways.
Mm.
Like Macbeth's tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow speech.
Oh, yeah. Vague.
It's all about time. But he compares it to a candle that's slowly burning out.
I see. Yeah.
And these metaphors, they just create this depth of meaning,
Yeah.
emotion that still hits us,
Right.
even after hundreds of years.
It's almost like he could see the human experience in this totally different way
Totally.
and then use language to make us see it too.
Exactly.
Okay, so the title of the Pasted Text episode kind of pokes fun at Shakespeare's contemporaries.
It does.
Like they're just sidekicks.
Right. Shakespeare and Friends.
Yeah, mostly Shakespeare.
All right.
But you mentioned Christopher Marlowe earlier.
I did, yeah.
So was he really just in Shakespeare's shadow?
Shakespeare's genius is monumental. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But you can't underestimate his contemporaries. Christopher Marlowe, for example. He was already the celebrated playwright when Shakespeare was just getting started.
Really?
Yeah, his plays, like Dr. Faustus, Tamburlaine, they were known for their intense drama.
Really powerful verse.
Dr. Faustus.
Yeah.
I think I vaguely remember that from college.
Yeah. What do you remember?
Something about a guy making a deal with the devil.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, you got it.
Yeah.
It explores these really complex themes.
Yeah.
Ambition, wanting knowledge,
Right.
the consequences of pushing boundaries.
Mm.
And Marlowe, he pioneered blank verse,
What's that?
unrhymed iambic pentameter,
Okay.
which Shakespeare later used a lot in his own plays.
Oh, interesting.
To great effect.
Yeah. So both of them pushing boundaries in their own way.
Yep.
Makes you think, could Shakespeare have, become Shakespeare without these other brilliant minds around?
It's a great question.
Like Marlowe,
Yeah.
the episode seemed to say Shakespeare was this singular force. But it seems like the whole energy of the Renaissance,
Yeah,
must have played a role.
of course, right. The Renaissance was this explosion of creativity and ideas.
Right, exactly. So could Shakespeare have flourished without that, you know?
That's a good question.
It makes you wonder, was it really all him?
Yeah.
Or was it like the synergy between his talent and the energy of the era,
Yeah.
the intellectual exchange?
Yeah.
Did that help his genius kind of blossom?
That is something to think
Or
about.
future?
So if anyone listening is feeling curious after this deep dive,
Yeah.
I'd really suggest checking out the works of Shakespeare and his contemporaries.
Great idea.
You'll get a much deeper appreciation for this time period
Definitely.
and its legacy.
On everything.
Literature, language.
And just how we think about the world.
Absolutely. So that's it for this deep dive.
Until next time.
See ya.